Extremely unique dynamic. It's just one of the films making its Midwest premiere at the Reeling Film Festival. Filmmakers Ivan Leung and Harrison Zhu here to chat all about it. Thank you both so much for your time today.
Hey, thank you, thank
Thanks for
you.
having us.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
The film is going to be in person September 26th at Landmark Century Cinema. But you've done a couple of film festivals. I mean, tell us what it's been like, especially going to different cities and seeing the reaction from different audiences.
It's been surprising because I can't believe that the movie that we made is being enjoyed by other people other than us. So it's kind of blind blowing that people are just coming out and just like people that we don't actually even know to just come and just enjoy it.
Yeah, it's been a really fun journey so far. We world premiered at Sonoma, and then we played at CamFest, Frameline, Inside Out. We were just at Vancouver Queer, and we were at Long Beach as well. And yeah, we're excited to play in Chicago. We haven't played in that part of the country before, so we're excited to see how the audience reacts to it.
And it's kind of like Harrison's hometown thing because
What? Why?
you were on Shameless and that was
Oh
based in
my.
Chicago.
That question is coming up later because I want to talk a little bit about Shameless, but I want to talk about the movie first. The inspiration for it, I know the idea kind of came about during the strike, and you're looking for a project together. But talk a little bit about the concept of the film and what we're going to see.
Yeah, it was our last year together. I was just about to move from LA to Vancouver, and we've been friends for 10 years, and we wanted to really just create a project to memorialize our friendship, and that kind of evolved into this meta fiction that is our movie.
Yeah, I just loved Harrison so much that I just needed this like a little like photographic uh piece of like a memory bank thing so I could just like watch back and just make sure that oh, this is when we were really close.
Are we not close right now?
We're a lot closer, so maybe we should make another one.
There you go. Yeah, we definitely need a sequel. But you mentioned Shameless because that was kind of one of the first things you both talked about, especially when you first met in acting class.
Yes. Oh my gosh, you know everything, huh? Yes, yes, yes. I was a somewhat fan of Harrison Shue before I even met Harrison Shue. I just recently saw an episode and thought, wow, who is that? Just really handsome Chinese guy. Uh, what next to my favorite other actor on that TV show? And then I went to acting class and I just saw, oh my God. I get to be in class with such an amazing actor like Harrison Shue. My mind was blown.
The thing that I love too is that you talk about it in the movie, but as far as like what do you find interesting as far as like your dynamic between the two of you and what are other people going to relate to? And I love the dynamic because I think everyone always has that like their friend, whether it's like their BFF, their ride or die, someone that they've known that you have this like intricate friendship, but everybody else can relate to it because they have exactly that same person in their own life.
Yeah, I don't know how we get along so well because I feel like we have very different interests.
I don't think so. I think that we're very similar.
I don't think so. Well, similar in some ways, like in terms of being workaholics, we both.
I love working. I love to work. I love doing something.
But in terms of like what TV shows we watch or like our hobbies, they're very different.
Yeah, but that doesn't make a friendship. And what makes a friendship is our chemistry together.
Wow. Wow, write that down. That's a that's a good answer.
That's a
Yeah.
good start for the sequel. That's a good start for the sequel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Yes, what a great idea.
We talk a little bit about Ryan and Daniel, the characters in the film, but it's very meta. Talk a little bit about not just doing like, hey, let's do this, but kind of making a meta version of the story.
I had no idea. I have no wait, what's that word? That's not no idea, but like I have no say in that because Harrison Shue is the mastermind of the
Well,
meta-ness.
no, he actually does have no idea, and he still has no idea. The meta-ness came about because we were just eating Thai food on the floor, brainstorming, and we were a little stoned, and it kind of just felt like the fun thing to do, where we're like, we're gonna make a movie about making a movie about making a movie, and then it kind of just delved into more meta layers, and we just decided to go full into the meta.
Yeah, my original idea was a raunchy sex comedy.
It, it, Which, well, what? It's not a raunchy sex comedy, but it's a raunchy comedy. Bridesmaids gets brought up in the film as far as one of those like laugh out loud movies. Talk a little bit about maybe some of the inspiration or some of the films that you both watched, whether it was together or on your own, that you're like, oh, let's bring a little piece of this because this is what I know I enjoy in a movie.
Well, I like Legally Blonde. I like like Passport to Paris, Mary Kate and Ashley. I like House Bunny, but that's not actually your question.
No, the inspirations.
Your insp
Like Harold and Kumar. Like
Oh, Harold and Kumar.
or like
I'm a big Anna Faris fan as well too. So House Bunny meets Harold and Kumar, I would totally watch that movie.
Yeah, I would totally watch that movie as well.
well, I mean like the Duplass brothers, Lynn
Oh
Shelton,
yeah,
like we really love those like indie
Kevin
crowded.
Smith.
You're just throwing out names now.
No, Kevin Smith.
Yeah, we do like Kevin Smith, Clerks,
Yeah.
but we wanted like a more silly comedy layer thrown in, which is where the Harold and Kumar, like the Dazed and Confused, like all those inspirations came in.
Well, I think that the thing that like I just wanted to achieve with the both of us is just like try to uh show our essences as much as possible. So like regardless of what we make, it's going to come out from a specific point of view. Because like if you can't be yourself, who the hell are you going to be
Yeah.
otherwise?
I mean, and on a serious note too. I mean, we do deal with coming out in the in the movie and talk a little bit about that. The LGBT aspect, especially in relation to this being part of this film festival.
Well, I mean, like, there's a lot of coming out stories that always deals with, the romantic aspect of everything, but like there's not a lot of like films that deals with, like relationship between like a straight best friend and a gay best friend and like the friendship dynamics and how that's going to change in like a more what's that word? Like in a more full focused point of view. It's always like a B story or it's not really talked about. So
Yeah.
like I think and also like talking about friendships between a straight person and a LGBT person because that's another thing that's not actually highlighted that much, I think, in my opinion. Unless
Yeah,
I'm
no,
wrong.
I think you're definitely right, and especially sometimes you get afraid to bring up those conversations, especially when it's someone that you have known for a long time, and you say this person's going to have a different opinion about me, or these are going to change, and it's always surprising and it's always refreshing when it's like, yeah, I know everything is cool, we're always going to be cool, and I think it's such a wonderful reminder for people to see that, young people to see that people, every ethnicity to be able to see themselves on screen, to be able to share that story, because sometimes you may see somebody else, but to be able to see yourself, it just makes it, a better connection.
Yeah, because like a lot of people, I mean, at least for me, like, it's a lot easier to tell someone something deeply personal to someone that you have no relationship with at all. But like it's a lot harder when you have history, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
The closer you are, it's kind of like the harder it is to say something.
And the question, you both are there together right now, but it was, inspired by leaving LA, moving to Canada. How did that kind of, whatever happened, but, within your own personal journey, as far as, coming back together?
Well, anytime that Harrison lets me visit, like
I
I
tell him to visit all the time. He's in Vancouver right now because we just finished our screening at Vancouver Queer, but he's flying to Hong Kong tomorrow for another film festival
without him.
without me.
Yeah.
So anytime we're together, it's usually at a film festival, so it's super special.
It's super
Yeah.
special because it was not just the project, but being able to promote it, being able to talk it, and you get to spend more time. This is probably even a better part than what you thought was going to come out of the initial part of the creating the movie.
Yeah, like Harrison has exposed me to so many new things that I wouldn't do before, especially in like the new city.
But
Like,
usually travel is like an excuse to try new food. Or that's why
Yeah,
we're so sad we can't go to Chicago because there's such amazing food in
oh
Chicago.
my God,
yeah.
yes.
You got to come here for the pizza, for the hot dogs. You got to make a trip. The bear. There's a lot of
Yeah.
every time I go out somewhere, there's always someone having a conversation about the bear,
Yeah.
and wanting to try all these restaurants. So you definitely got to make a trip to Chicago at some point.
I would love to. We would really, 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 really love to.
And then maybe, and then final thing here, as far as some advice, because there's some people that are going to college, and maybe you were friends with someone in high school, and you've gone to different places. Someone switches the job, and they were your work wife or your work husband, and now that dynamic has changed, or just people kind of growing apart. But talk a little bit about creating this film together, and maybe the dynamic of even though that person's not physically there in the way you always had them before, how they're always going to be a part of your life, or how you can continue connecting with them.
Well, friendship is always, it's every friendship is like its own relationship. So like two people kind of have to like put as much effort into it, and if I mean, like, hopefully, like, the bond is strong enough that you built with all that history that, like, even if you don't talk to each other every single day,
Yeah,
you
and I feel
know.
like this movie is very special to us, and we're really glad that other people are resonating with it as well. Because, like you said, a lot of people go through this, right? Like you move to a different city or you go to a different college, and the people you stay in touch with are the ones that matter the most because you're both putting in equal effort. And we have this film now to memorialize it. It's saying in
Yeah.
the movie, but it's like we could watch it every year to remember our friendship, and that's
Yeah.
what I think we'll do, maybe. We'll see. I don't know. We've seen the movie like 300 times, so it's hard to continue watching it. But I think by next year, after a break, we can watch it once a year and remember the great times we had.
Well, I didn't finish my thought just yet, and you just totally went to the totally different thought.
Yeah,
I said, even
continue.
if we didn't talk that much,
Yes.
I think and I hope that we built our relationship enough that, like, it could be like, oh, hey, how's it going? Like, oh yeah, and then everything's like back to normal again.
Yeah. No, that is amazing. Definitely go check out this film. Extremely unique, dynamic, at Landmark Century Cinema, September 26th. It's going to be part of the Reeling Film Festival, reelingfilmfest.org for those tickets, for everything that you're going to see in person, as well as the virtual screenings. Ivan Harrison, thank you both so much for your time today.
Thank you
Well,
so
thank you so
much.
much.
Thank you.